Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday, the very first edition of 2020. I am Ken Ochonogo, and I tell you, 2019. It's like okay. We saw last week. Was it? Yeah, I think we saw last week. Some might say we saw last month. Yeah, you are right. And some might say, okay, we saw last year. Of course, you are still right. Then you say we saw the last decade. But all the same, 7 days makes a lot of difference. We are happy to be here. And we hope that, yes, we're going to brighten your day as we take you around the world of sports. Charity, they say, begins at home. Because there is, a star that is shining from, Aqua Ibom. The Aqua United, yes, they are shining in the local scene. And then I tell you this, in a league where it is difficult for you, before now, we see even till now, not just any league, most leagues, it is difficult for you to get a home win. And that is because that is why when you win at away, in a home and away tie, you find out that your points, your score goal, your goals at away count double. That because they know how difficult it is for you to go to an away ground and score a goal. So go and score. The weighted average there is a double. When you score at home. So Aqua United is doing it. We'll get that details. I just want to keep you in a little bit of suspense. In Europe too, some football leagues are on. They're on break. They're on winter break, while others are bubbling. Others are kicking the cup. That is the giant killing, not the league, not the marathon league, but the giant killing football competition. So in England, they are doing that. They're doing that in the FA Cup. It is all there. The defending champions, they are there. But some giant killers are also killing some Lilliputians are killing some giants, if I just put it that way. And then, but in Spain, the league is back. The league is back, and they are at the top. You have I think it's a duopoly, just like what we're talking about Messi and Ronaldo ruling the world of football. In Spain, it has to be Real Madrid and Barcelona. Sometimes you see Valencia will pop up and say, we are present, sir. You see Atletico Madrid and say, look, we are still here. But then it reverts to both of them winning every trophy that is winnable. So right there, it is all tie. 4 goals is the difference at the top. Same point, but 4 goals. So it's bubbling out there. It is what Jimmy calls the silly season, where a lot of rumors come in on who you want to sign or who you don't want to sign. But there are some done deals. So when those deals have been done, when the dotted lines have been signed, when the contract has been sealed, it is no longer a silly season, a silly or a rumor for those ones. So we have the rumors of those who want to move, and then the confirmed to the teams that have signed those players, into short and long-term contracts. We shall also look at, the new ATP Cup, that is in tennis. Normally, it was the Hopman Cup leads you to the Australian Open. But right now, it is the ATP Cup, 24 teams, 24 countries. Yes, 24 countries. And we shall look at the format, we shall look at the excitement, we shall look at the offsets that are all going on. It is a new year, it is a new season. And then I tell you this, it is a brand new Channel Sport on Sunday. Let me welcome my guys in the house. Jimmy, you're welcome to the show.
Yes, first show of the decade. Yeah. It's always a pleasure to be here. I think the ATP Cup brings something refreshing. However, you have to look at the Davis Cup and the ATP Cup. The merger has to, come to the fore at this point in time, because you recollect that 6 weeks ago, Nadal had to do the needful to win the cup. They hosted, yes, in Spain. He had to do the needful. Right now, we're having the ATP Cup in Australia. A lot is going down there, and majority of the top players the world over, they're actually strutting that stuff at this point in time. But you ask yourself, in Africa, how many competitions do you have? In the country, how many competitions do you have? So, I think the ATP Cup might just be similar to what the Champions League is in football. A lot of innovation is beginning to come into tennis, and we have to appreciate what we have at the moment. The ITF, the International Tennis Federation, they will have to cooperate with the ATP tour at this point in time, because the WTA, usually we used to have the Upman Cup. It has to be something that they have to work on at this point in time, or else maybe you have more of the players complaining about fixtures, congestion, complain about lack of motivation going into the season. This is the season open, but Roger Federer is not there, one of the major players the world over. So, you know, you ask yourself, do you really want to see or not see someone like Roger Federer in this kind of competition? He didn't play also in Davis Cup because Switzerland were not, you know.
But I think, to be fair to Roger Federer, he is thinking of retiring this year.
I don't know about that, Ken.
You know, that is.
I don't think you have that on authority.
Yeah, I have. You know, I have that. You know that I have it on authority.
Ken.
But the thing is, it is based on your rankings.
Okay.
And then we are saying if you have players who are ranked in the ATP, your country is qualified to come in there. So if 24 teams are coming in, and then you are coming, 24 national teams are coming in, you represent your nation, and then they are saying you have between three to five players, you know, that you know you can fit in. Of course, a player can play doubles. I think I'm trying to remember the match that I think is the Austrian match that the guy he has to come back to come and play Bulgaria. Okay, but you know, I mean, Dimitrov, you know,
I think he's the captain.
He is the captain of the team. You can imagine him, the young man of his.
Usually, the team captain has to be a legend of, you know. But in this case,
you can have a playing captain or a non-playing captain.
Definitely,
you can have a playing captain and a non-playing captain. The format is when you come in there, it is the first to the second seats open. Yep. The second seats will play first, the singles. Then the first seed will now play, and then. If it doesn't, normally, if it is the Davis Cup also, if you're already leading by 2-0, I mean, the other one is a formality. Yeah. But this one, you must play the double. That means each of the 24 national teams must play three matches in their group. And then you understand there are four teams.
We've seen a lot of matches already, very exciting. And even the top players, they are sweating it out. Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal. They're not having it easy.
No, of course,
definitely, that's what we expect.
The thing is, I don't know, you give your 100% for this, and then on the 3rd to 12th, it is over, and then you now waste grilling, and then go into
20th of January, Australian Open again.
So, but let us say it is not. I think there is also the gap between Wimbledon and French Open and Wimbledon. It's not that much, and then also
exactly
when you play. So probably the players will say we can do this, and then we go on to that. But let's start with football. Let's start with football. We'll still come back to tennis later on. But let's start with football. Let's start with let's look at the fixtures that we are having today, because a match was played yesterday. Let's look at the fixtures first, and then we can now go on from there, because Aqua United started like I said, they started it yesterday, and they did a pretty good job on the road.
That young man. He was highest goal scorer in 2008-2009 season. He's doing wonders at this point in time. You ask yourself, he's a young man. He'd been to different countries. He had played. That's the
result.
Aqua United defeated them at home. Yeah. This is a side.
That is a Jigawa Golden Stars.
Yes, Jigawa Golden Stars against Aqua United. And you have to say that Boboya has been doing a fantastic job in the past 4 games. He's been unbeaten, and I think this is very, very commendable. Whether he's able to replicate it all through the season, it's something we just have to wait for.
I think just being able to get a point away from home, it's just sharing points away from home, I think it's a big deal. But going all the way and getting all 3 points, I think that makes it bigger. And then the fixture,
maybe the Stars were aligned here.
Yeah, exactly. Lobby Stars were hosting Sunshine Stars.
Dakar, a team that has been doing well.
Fantastic team,
we shall see where
former Aqua Starlets.
Against Adamawa United.
Adamawa United just sacked the coach.
And then the Prayer Warriors, MFM, will be visiting Rivers United.
Rivers are high up there.
Yeah, and of course, the National United will be hosting FC.
Nassau struggling.
We'll say this for MFM this season. They've been doing well on the road compared to the
results at home.
Previous seasons where they just didn't do those points. Kano Pillars taking on Warri Wolves.
Yes, Hatland will be equally hosting the Rangers.
That Oriental derby, I think a lot of our Eastern brothers,
both teams have the,
they have not been doing quite well. But I think when you look at this fixture, what you see is Iwanyan Rangers.
Okay.
That's what I see.
That is what you see. They've come a long way
play for.
That, as we have Kwara United taking on Abia Warriors. Abia Warriors have also been doing well. Plateau United, the table toppers, are taking on the defending champions, Eyimba. So we also have Wiki Tories taking on Katsina United. So that is it. So at the top of the league there, you can see Plateau United. You understand? And then they are taking on Eyimba, who are currently 10th on the log. Yeah. So it's going to be. We talked about Heartland. We talked about Heartland. Heartland is there on the
15th position.
And then they are taking on Enugu Rangers. And then you see Rangers.
Ken, I think when you look at Rangers, it baffles
one. But they played. I think they've played.
They have a lot of matches.
They played fewer matches. I think they played matches.
I think they have
so probably
3 matches outstanding.
because of their.
But even at that, there is nothing guaranteed. Ken, there's nothing guaranteed. They have to, worry for their chances at this point in time. They have to take all the 3 matches. They have to make sure they get maximum points. And that tells you that the desperation might just unsettle them a little. They are not done well on the continent, and also having this kind of.
In the league as well.
But I think they have a good team. They have a good team. In Nigerian league, it just all it takes, even not just Nigerian league. Even you've tried the EPL, 2 or 3 wins and they bounce,
I like the way you say it.
Yes.
But then again, sometimes it's pretty difficult. But then again, like you said, it might unsettle them. All they need to do basically is to get many points as possible for the next 3 games. And
Ken, we had seen teams like Eyimba, Kano Pillars play on the continent, had several matches unplayed, but yet they were not in this kind of position. Most times they probably will be mid-table or they'll be in the top 10. Right now they are struggling with relegation. It doesn't guarantee.
If win 2 matches from now, you will see them Ghana 6 points.
Some other people are winning matches.
Exactly.
No, all that I'm only. It depends on your streak. Every team cannot. If you are winning, that means something is. If you win 2 or 3 matches, it means somebody is also losing. I definitely, because you cannot win.
Ken,
2 teams cannot win a match.
I try to look at the future. I think if Rangers as a team goes down at this point in time, which I hope, which I pray doesn't happen.
Rangers will not go down.
Amen.
No,
Ken,
I am saying
we are looking at the table, and where they are at this point in time is uncomfortable. Even for some of us that do not support the team. But we recognize the fact that traditional clubs that being in this competition means a lot.
Shooting Stars is a traditional club. Where are they?
Are you talking about the National Club?
No. You're talking about traditional teams.
Like stationary stores.
Yes, now stationary stores is a traditional club. Where is it? Vendel Insurance is a traditional club. Where is it? Shooting Stars that is a yo-yo. It goes up and come down. So what are we talking about here? But the thing is that Rangers have tried to maintain that they have never been relegated. So it tells you that is the team. That mentality is with the team. I mean, you young whether they will go and come. I
never say die.
Because of those outstanding matches. If they have played outstanding matches and they are still where they are, then you can worry. Yeah. But they still have outstanding matches and then they can win those matches. And if they can do that, man, me leave that talk. Rangers are not going there. So if you are, we just showed you the fixtures for today. So if those teams, Plateau United, they are playing home, all those they are playing, please try. Go to the nearest stadium close to you. Support your team. Buy their replica jerseys, buy their face cap.
Ken, what's happening to next
whatever it is, that is the support that you give to your team. They need those finances. I mean, the big teams all over the world, it is the finances that make them what they are. Funding first. But attendance, when you feel that you also encourage your team, it makes them, it motivates them. It's like we send 11 warriors to go and fight for us, but the whole nation says we are with you, and then having that at the back of their mind, they perform their very best. It is our league, it is our sport. Let us try to support it the little way that we can. Okay, let's look at what is happening over in Europe. There was no top league in England.
Yeah, I know.
But the FA Cup.
The FA Cup, yes, the oldest club competition, football competition in the world, basically.
But but I don't want to interrupt you. Before we leave the league, we showed you the score of Jigawa Golden Stars taking on beating Aqua United beating Jigawa Golden Stars on the road. That is their 4th win, on the bounce, 4 in a row. So let us, before we talk about Man City beating, let's talk about, Aqua United, that they won 4 matches in a row.
All right. So the FA Cup, we saw games played yesterday, and I think the highlight for me was Manchester City's game against Port Vale. And it doesn't matter that Manchester City actually even won that game. But the striker for Port Vale that scored the goal, and he tweets that he had sent out earlier.
That was Pope. Let us see if we can get the
Tom
fixtures.
Pope, yes.
If we can get the result first. If we can get the result, because you see, all right, these are the results.
United 4-2. Brighton
losing at home.
Losing at home. 0-1.
That is the Premiership team. That is what the Giants killing.
Yeah.
Fulham defeated Aston Villa.
That's another one again. If no one league team.
Southampton
beat
Fulham. I do not see them as a.
They are. They are not. I don't the Premiership.
Ken.
Fulham. I don't understand. Forget what you think.
They're inside. Forget where they are.
Where is Nottingham Forest? Where is Notts County? I mean, forget the history. Is not what you.
I don't know.
Wigan won the FA Cup, whatever I did. Nottingham Forest won the Champions League or Champions Cup. Them back to back.
Yes.
They won the league once, but they won the Champions Cup twice. So, but today they are Nottingham Forest. They are not.
Southampton 2-0 against Huddersfield. Bournemouth 4-0 against Luton Town.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see there is a result we're looking for. That is Manchester City taking on Port Vale.
That game ended 4-1.
You are not looking for United Wolves.
No. No, I mean that is what he's talking about.
Let's start City defeating Wigan Athletic by 2-0.
Yeah.
Then the game we talked about Man City winning for Port Vale by 4-1. And then Manchester United and Wolverhampton Wanderers playing a goal.
I think United didn't have a
single shot
for the first time in 5 years.
No, but they went to play for it. I think
they went to what?
Ken. It's becoming worrisome.
I'm the one that said they have.
It's unsettling. It's disturbing.
No. You see, to me, that's what we're talking about here. I mean, years back, of course, I remember there was a famous victory that Wolves at United were unbeaten. It was under Alex Ferguson. I think it was a Kelobi or so, the guy who scored the goal, and they beat Manchester United. It has been some teams are your boogie teams, but these Wolves team are good. They've been good. I mean, they've
actually been doing it well.
I think the major problem here is United did not have a single shot on target within the frame of 90 minutes.
I read someone said missing Greenwood has solved the problem of Romelu Lukaku.
Can you imagine?
And coming out of Old Trafford,
can you imagine?
It just shows you how far.
And someone is saying Van Persie should not criticize Ole. Come on.
It's worrisome.
Come on.
Van Persie has a right to criticize because he didn't just play for United. He realized his dream playing for Manchester United. You understand?
The dream. He used to play for Arsenal. He was supposed to be a legend for Arsenal.
He told him, if you remain here, something is going to happen to you. And he kind of hacked into that particular voice. And so and when I remember this, when he got to United.
In all neutrality, would you say Van Persie is more a legend of United than of Arsenal?
I don't know if Arsenal
has got legends.
The guy.
Choose your words carefully.
No, because the guy came to England, played about 8 or 9 years for Arsenal. You understand? And top scorer. Giving all his very best. And then year in year out, those who are supposed to support him kept living. Arsenal kept selling their best players. So it was like you sell your captain before he even got to him.
Alexander Leb to
you get it. So it was one of the greatest transfer surprise.
Whilst I agree with you, I do not see any reason why you should be criticizing Ole based on whatever. Look, I agree. I agree in a way. Jimmy, hold up. Patrick Vieira, when Patrick was captain of Arsenal, whenever he probably was, on the field and they lost the match, he never smiled at anybody. I always looked at that. I refer back to Thierry Henry. he was having all the handshakes. He was hugging
I don't understand that.
And I think that Van Persie himself criticizing Ole to ask himself that particular game against Barcelona, when he had already scored the goal and they blew off the game. What exactly happened? Fabregas was the captain.
Okay,
he was smiling. He was going to Barcelona, but he was smiling.
Go and cover his.
He never criticized him.
We want to go on a very short break. And when we come back, I tell you, we'll take up a very controversial issue. Who are the best coaches, the best 50 coaches ever in football? Stay with us.